Hey everyone, this is Chris and Sandy Bit with the Chris and Sandy Show. We get up close and personal with some amazing guests throughout the entertainment industry. And today, like I say on every episode, we got a great show for you. We got Hailey Nicole Ralston coming on. She's done some great things out there. They call her the triple threat, and we'll talk a little bit about that. We're excited to have her to tell about a
Yes.
little bit about her story and just talk acting and all that. So, Hailey, welcome to the show.
Yes, welcome.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
So, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good.
Doing good.
Now, as you know, it's rough out there for a lot of entertainers because of COVID. And I always like to start there because that's kind of the elephant in the room, so to speak.
Yes.
Um, so, how has COVID affected what you do, and what are some things you've done to kind of maneuver through this crazy new maze we all have?
Well, for a while it was pretty slow. There wasn't really any auditions or anything to book. So that was pretty hard. But during that, I kind of took the opportunity to take lots of online classes with some pretty big LA producers or directors. And I mean, I've really taken advantage of improving my skills in everything that I do during COVID. So that's been good. There's been a lot of changes now that things are picking up, lots of COVID protocols, getting tested
Yes.
almost every other day or every day if you're working on set. So yeah, it's changed a lot, but I think it's honestly helped me improve.
You know, some of the actors and actresses that we've had on have said that one thing that it's also done is made it where you don't have to be in LA to audition now.
Yeah, yeah. Because I live in North Carolina, so it's always been a struggle for me to find good auditions for big things because my parents are gonna like fly me out to LA every time there's an audition. Um, but I've been using a lot of online audition websites to do this. So yeah, I mean, I've been auditioning for so many big things in LA lately.
Oh wow. And you know,
Awesome.
that's like with our show, you know, we launched the show January of 2020 and a couple months before COVID happened. And you know, we didn't have no idea what was going to happen. Our original plan was to do 100 interviews in 2020. We thought if we
Hmm.
could do that, we'd be ahead of the game.
Yeah, that'd be a lot. Yeah, but if we
And
could
then
do it.
COVID happened.
Hmm.
And I
Uh-huh.
like saying I told Sandy, I was like, you know, this could be our shining moment. We need to bump it up because people like you and artists and other people in entertainment are going to need a place to talk, and we're going to give them that. And because of that, we did over 300 interviews last year.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy. I
It's
think COVID
definitely
has definitely opened up a lot of opportunities for people.
It has.
it's definitely been our silver lining, and not that we take it lightly, but it's definitely been a great thing for us business wise. You know,
Hmm.
I've had. I don't like to see the deaths and all that, but when things happen, you kind of have to go with the flow and and make the best of
Yeah, yeah.
it. So, you know, a lot of people would ask, when did you know you wanted to act? But I like to go deeper than that. When did it click that that could actually be a career for you?
Well, I mean, like every other kid growing up, I would watch Nickelodeon and Disney, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I want to be like them! Like, how are
Oh
these
well.
kids on TV doing this? Like, it's so cool." So I mean, I've always performed on stage, but for film, when I did a UNCSA film, even though I was an extra, I was just in front of all these cameras, and I got to go to hair and makeup and get a fitting, and it was just so exciting and thrilling. And so then I got to audition for some of their stuff, and like I think it's like when I was on set that first time, it just all clicked. I was like, "This is
Wow.
so cool. I want to try more of this." And ever since then, I've been very ambitious with it, and I've been going for it, booking things, and it's it's definitely what I want to do.
Well,
Wow, awesome.
so what are some hobbies you do outside of acting? Because, you know, as a young person, it's kind of good to kind of keep a little balance in there so that you can stay fresh. And it also helps you with acting when you do have hobbies.
Yeah. Well, I'm a big singer. I've sung for almost 9 years now.
Well,
Um,
Wow.
I just started really getting into songwriting. So hopefully I can get some good music out there soon. I've always danced a little bit. I mean, outside of actual musically inclined, like kind of things, I I play the ukulele. I'm trying to learn how to play the piano.
Oh,
I feel
wow.
like everything I do has to do with music. um, I mean,
Music or acting?
like any other teenager, I love watching Netflix. I love hanging out with my pets. I love cats. So I've got, oh my gosh, let's see, Felix, Rascal, Bella. Okay, no, I have 4 cats.
Oh, wow.
So I like hanging out with them. But yeah, and friends. I like going shopping with my friends. That's fun. But yeah.
So what would you say is something quirky about you?
I'm a very hyper person. I'm very crazy. I have that kind of personality that a lot of people tend to like. I mean, I'm just like the kind of person people tend to become friends with because of my personality, because I'm so
Oh, wow.
crazy and fun. But yeah, I mean, I'm just crazy. That's probably something quirky about me.
Now, as you know, a lot of people they see the glory of like a Blake Shelton in music or a Brad Pitt in as an actor, but they don't see the grind, the sacrifice, the tears, the struggles that it takes to get to that, not just to their levels, but even a career level within entertainment. And I always want to talk about this side of it because nobody else really does. And I'm going to tell a quick story that'll help guide us where I want this to go. And this is an artist story. But back in 2014, we interviewed Allison Steele from Two Steel Girls. And at that time, they were full time with music. And I remember asking Allison what advice she'd given up and coming artists. And I'll never forget what she said. She said, "This may sound funny coming from someone full time, but if you can see yourself doing something else, go do that and just keep this as a hobby." She goes, "Because the moment you want it to be a career, everything changes." She goes, "Your friends and relatives never understand because they invite you to weddings, to cookouts, to weekends, to holidays. But when you're in that grind mode, you're like all in. You have to say no to almost everything so you can say yes to everything within your passion. Then your family has to sacrifice on top of that. They have to kind of kick you out to the world and say, okay, I'll share you with the world and be kind of happy about it, even if they're not. But then she added, but if you cannot see yourself doing anything else, then go all in. It's the only way that those kind of sacrifices could ever be worth it." What do you think of what she said? And let's talk about that a little bit, that side of it.
I mean, I honestly totally agree with that. It really does have its ups and downs. Like, I mean, I used to be able to think of many different things that I could go into.
Mm.
I mean, I'm at the point where I can't see myself doing anything else. So I'm kind of in that full grind mode. But I definitely understand why she said that, because once you're like in it, you're in it. And like you lose a lot to do this. I know I have lost so many friends this year
Mm.
because of not being able to hang out with them, for one, but also like there's been a lot of jealousy going on.
Wow.
So I have about like 3 really good friends, and that's it right now.
Mm.
Um, but I'm so grateful for them. They're so nice, and they're like so proud of me, and I love them for expressing that. But I have definitely lost a lot. I've had to say no to a lot of things. This is my junior year in high school. There's a lot going on. It's my most important year, and I've had to turn down a lot of opportunities. I
Yeah.
remember
Yeah.
I was planning for like a whole bunch of big things, and I had to last minute say no, because I mean, this is what I want. And I mean, there are those days when you have to say no to other things and you're kind of sad about it. But then once you get to do your passion instead, you're like, wait, I'm actually glad to turn that down because I love what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes.
but yeah, I definitely agree. If you have any doubts about it, you really need to like think it through more, because you will lose a lot. There's a lot of ups and downs. But I
And I
still love
love
it.
And I love that we're talking about this. I think it's so important. A lot of people, they might have friends who are actors, actresses, artists, because all in the same kind of genre type thing of being creative. And a lot of times they don't understand that side of it, but they don't understand that, yeah, they might have a 9 to 5 job, but you have a 24/7 career. And a lot of times they don't get that side of it.
Yeah. I mean, no, I don't think anybody understands it until like you're actually in it or you've like had somebody to really talk about. But I mean, yeah, there's been friend sacrifices, family sacrifices. I know when I book something, my family has to like go above and beyond to figure out how I can do it and like, make lots of sacrifices. So I mean, I have a disabled sister and my dad works in and out of town all the time. So it's I'm trying to figure out who can take care of her. Can this person take me? I might have to stay with my cousin or my grandma. Like it's like this big thing, but it's so worth it. I mean, I wouldn't change anything for the world.
I love that. Now that we talked a little bit about the sacrifice side, let's go the other way, the glory side that people get to see. What are a few moments where you can look back on your career and like, wow, I got to do that?
I mean, I've had a lot of those moments lately. Like I just worked with Nickelodeon and I still can't
Oh, wow.
believe it. I look back and I'm like, whoa, like it just hasn't clicked. Probably because they haven't announced the show yet, but once they do, I'm gonna be like, I was on that. Oh my gosh, that's gonna come out. I'm gonna be on that. Or like, I know every single time on set something clicks, and I'm like, wow, like this is so cool. I get to be like in the behind the scenes of everything, and I mean, there are those fame moments too that you're like, whoa, like I'm someone to other people. And my favorite part is influencing other people. I love being able to do that. I like people looking up to me and stuff. And when other people come up to you, they're like,
A
"Oh
lot of
my gosh, you're
responsibility
so
there
cool
too.
that you do that." Yeah. Oh yeah. But yeah, it's just so fun. Like it's just so fun.
So, what role has been the hardest for you to play?
Ooh. I gotta think about that. That's crazy. I mean, I haven't played too many big roles, but one role in like this little web series I did way back. It wasn't even open to the public, but I had to have like it was like all about this bully and friends getting bullied and people losing friends, and it had like a lot of mental illness factors, and I had to have like all these mental breakdowns on camera and stuff. So that was pretty hard to play. Oh yeah, another one. This wasn't a film or a TV show, but I got to be a part of a police training program video.
Oh, wow.
Like the videos that police are trained with. But we did a school shooting one. So that was a little crazy to have somebody with like this big gun chasing you and like all the police showing up. Like it was pretty crazy, but I am very glad I got to be a part of it to help train policemen like how to deal with that.
Well, I love that. So what role you've played that has been the most fun that you've really enjoyed?
Probably the Nickelodeon role because I got to dance a lot. I got to do a lot of hip hop dancing,
Oh, cool.
which actually wasn't. I originally wasn't even supposed to do that, but I got upgraded in the middle of the night, so that was really fun. One of the lead characters had a music video, and I got to be like one of the big dancers in it, so that was really fun.
So what's the audition process like for you? How was it when you were on your very first audition?
Oh gosh, very first audition. That's gonna take me back. I think my very first film audition was the UNCSA. At that time, I didn't have any coaches or anything for film. So that was interesting trying to figure out how to do it all. I remember rehearsing with my brother on that one. I was pretty unexperienced and didn't know what I was doing for that one. But now I am. I do a lot of research when I get my script or my scene, and I run it by one or more coaches of mine that have all been on TV. So I really trust them, and they're amazing. But yeah, I've gotten pretty good at them. I get a lot all the time, so I kind of just set up my backdrop and stuff and just get to it. And sometimes I don't even have time to run it by anybody, and I just have to hope that I do it right or good, and I just send it in. But it's
Sandy's got a couple questions too.
Yes. So if you could go on vacation anywhere in the world, where would you want to go?
I mean, as of right now, LA, because I've actually never been. But yeah, probably LA.
Oh, yes. All right. And speaking about your legacy, have you thought about what you would like your legacy to be? What would you ultimately like to be known for?
I mean, just being like a kind, influencing person in general. Like I said earlier, I really want to be that person that people can look up to.
Yes.
Like I know Taylor Swift, a lot of people look up to like Taylor Swift, and she's like such a kind person.
Oh, she
So
is.
probably
Absolutely.
somebody like Taylor Swift that people can look up to.
Oh, that's
Love that.
awesome.
Now, as you know, a lot of people they see the actors and the artists, but they don't really see the teams behind them. In my opinion, they don't get the love they deserve. But on our show, they get some love. So if you want to take a few moments just to tell us about the team that helps you be who you are.
I mean, my family, my parents especially, they are like my biggest supporters. I couldn't do literally any of this without them. And then I could give a big shout out to my coaches, my manager, my new PR. I love her already. My friends, they're amazing because besides like my parents and my family, I don't get a lot of, oh, like good job on that. Oh, I'm so proud of you. And I have like amazing friends because like it'll be out of nowhere and all of a sudden they'll be like, I'm so proud of you. Like you're doing all this. And it makes me feel so good, like when they just randomly do that out of the blue. But yeah, friends, coaches, managers, agents, you know, family, they're all just like my team, help me get it all together. Yeah, they're amazing.
So tell us a parent story, and you probably got 1,000 of them, but tell us a story that stands out where they went above and beyond, and you were like, "Wow, they get this is my passion."
I could probably do a recent one for the Nickelodeon show. So normally when you book something, they don't give you too much time to accept it and figure it all out. So I had like an hour and a half to accept or decline the role,
Oh wow!
which is crazy because it films like 5 hours away from me. So, you know, I have to figure out if I can do it because of transportation and school and everything that I do outside of school. But I know my parents can see that I really want to do this, especially when it was Nickelodeon. I was like, come on, guys, I really want to
Yes.
do this. um, but they went out of their way. My dad ended up, okay, well, so we couldn't find anybody because I have to have a guardian because I'm under 18. And they couldn't find anybody to be with me because my dad had work and my mom had to be with my sister. But my cousin actually went out of his way to drive me back and forth
Oh
for the
wow!
Oh, wow.
Nickelodeon. And I got to stay at my grandma's house while I was there. And my dad drove me there and he drove me back. And then like 2 days later, I just booked the Bloomhouse movie, which my dad booked a hotel in Wilmington, and we went there for a little while. I know my brother's girlfriend had to drive me at one point. It's
Wow.
Well,
it's crazy, but my family definitely understands that this is what I want to do. So they've really been going out of their way lately to help me do it. So I love
That is
them,
really
and
awesome.
they're probably gonna be watching this. So I love you guys. Thank you.
And speaking of teams, we have a third co-host,
oh
our little
yes, we do.
9-year-old little boy that well, we always have come on and ask one question
Oh
to each
yes,
guest,
and
or a couple questions.
he's a huge
Yeah,
Nickelodeon fan. He watches
when,
everything on
when we said you're going to
Oh,
Nickelodeon.
be on Nickelodeon eventually,
Yes,
he was excited to come on. So Sandy's
yes,
going to
I'll
go
go
get him.
get him.
But yeah, we've got an almost 2-year-old too that's going to be coming up. That will that as she gets older, we'll be plugging her into the show too when she can actually talk.
yeah, I love that. It's so cute.
Because it definitely is about trying to stay family oriented. We are a family show and all that. So
Yeah.
I hear him coming.
Hi.
Hi, Haley. So, what's your favorite food?
My favorite food. Let's see. I mean, I love ice cream. Ice cream's amazing.
And what's yours?
Mine is pizza.
Ooh, pizza's good too.
And you got a couple more questions, right?
Okay, yeah. So, what's your favorite TV show?
I love Grey's Anatomy.
And what's yours?
Mine is SpongeBob.
I used to love SpongeBob. I still love it.
And what's been cool about this is, not just you future Nickelodeon person, but we've been able to bring probably 5 to 7 Nickelodeon people on our show that he's gotten to talk to.
Yes.
That's awesome.
He's got one more question.
Okay. So, what was it again?
I was gonna ask about your new show on Nickelodeon.
What's your new show on Nickelodeon about?
It's a new musical series, and it's about a group of kids going to an art school. And they're all very talented. There's singers and dancers and actors, and some of them play like the guitar. And if you ever seen a little bit of Victorious, it's like that, or High School Musical, it's like that.
Wow.
Oh, very cool.
Yes. Bye. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, he loves this part. We've done over 350 shows now, and he's probably even part of probably 345. I mean, it's almost all of them.
Oh yes, he's a part of most of them. He loves his part.
Wow.
So if you could co-star with any actor or actress, who would it be, and what kind of role would you want to play?
Oh gosh. This is so hard. I mean, there's like so many. Maybe like Tom Holland in a superhero movie.
Ah, yes.
Cause he's Spider-Man, the most recent one at least. So I
Yes.
think that would be fun. I mean, I've always wanted to play a superhero. So I think that would be fun to work with him and be a superhero.
Awesome. Cool. Yes.
So back in 2015, we interviewed Kelsey Ballerini, and I always like to tell this story before I ask the guest the same question we asked her. We asked her where she wanted to be in 5 years. And I'll never forget her answer, because the answer she gave us 6 years ago is almost to the T of what she's living right now.
Oh, it is. Yes.
So knowing that, where do you want to be in 5 years?
I would love to be living in LA. Let's see how I'd be like 22. Okay. I'm pretty sure I would be in college. I really want to go to a college in LA at some point. To really study under big people in the entertainment industry. Ideally, since I would be living in LA, I would get to do big auditions all the time and meet big agencies and all of that. Hopefully, I would love to be the lead in like a big hit series. That would be awesome. Yeah. I think that would be like an ideal life right there.
That would be awesome. So let's look, say, 15 years down the road, and let's say that you're a success on a grand scale. Whatever that looks like for you, you're there. If the person you are today could meet your future successful self, what would you want to remind her?
Oh gosh. That's a really good question. Probably to remind myself to stay like confident and kind, and if I'm a huge success, don't let the fame get to me at all. Stay the person that you like, the kind person that you've always been. Don't, I mean, I doubt I would like get all rude and stuff, but you never know. So I would probably just remind myself to stay like the kind and sweet Hailey you were growing up as. So yeah, basically.
So as we come to a close here, let's say you had a friend of yours and you've seen them act and they're really good, but they've been at maybe one or two commercials, they've done maybe a couple lines in a show here and there, but they just feel that this is what they're supposed to do with their life. And they come to you for advice. What advice would you give that specific person to kind of help guide them the next couple years?
I get that all the time, to be honest. I have so many really talented friends that some haven't even done anything, and they're always coming to me for advice. I probably get like at least 10 DMs a day asking me for advice. But I mean, I always let them know when something big is casting. But for advice, I kind of tell them to make sure that this is what they're passionate about before they really leap into it. Make sure that they have a support system. Make sure that they're willing to be ambitious about it and that they are going to be okay with all of like the cons of it, like being declined all the time and things like that, and the rude people.
And how do you handle that side of it?
Aside, I mean, I'm still working on that. I kind of just have to ignore those kind of people and remind myself that I'm still good. That's one opinion out of millions that I'm going to face. And that they're not the only opinion out there, like there's plenty of other people that probably do believe in me and think I'm good. So yeah, I'm working on that.
Love that. Because I think being a teen actress is probably tough in this day and time. 10 years ago, 20 years ago, a teen actress, they still went through a lot, but you didn't have social media. So how has social media played into this whole part because of what's going on?
I mean, it has its pros and cons. Like, I get lots of positive feedback, and if I don't have a million supportive friends in person, I have thousands of online friends or fans like rooting for me and supporting me and just being so good to me about all of this. And they're just so sweet. But there are like the negatives, there are the haters, of course. Like another big thing is jealousy in person and on social media. Yeah, I mean there are a lot of haters. There are. And sometimes it can outweigh the supporters, but you kind of just have to remember there are supporters, there aren't just haters out there. So you kind of have to find your crowd of people and stick
we had
with them.
some recently that on one of the podcasts that we've done.
Oh yes, our first troll.
Was trolling our thing and said, "Oh, look at the old geezers."
Yeah, we just thought it was funny.
Granted, I banned him from the show.
Yes. Yeah.
But you know, we all get it, and we all have to, you know,
everyone gets
if
it.
you're moving up, and see, we're chasing the same dream you are, just on a different platform, because we want to be the
Yeah.
Bobby Bones, the Kelly Clarkson show one day. We want to be at the top, so we have to go through
Yeah.
the exact same things that you as an actor or an artist has to go through.
Yeah.
So as we close here, tell everybody how they can kind of reach out to you through social media and all that.
Well, I'm active on all social media platforms, but the best way to contact me is through Instagram. You can DM me. I hate notifications, so I will most likely answer. So my Instagram is at official Hailey Nicole. My TikTok, that's another big platform that I use, is at Hailey Actor. And I mean, I have other ones that are out there. They're like links in my bio, like YouTube and Twitter and all of that, Facebook, but I recommend Instagram or TikTok.
Awesome. You know, we really enjoyed having you on the show today, and we definitely look forward to having you back.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, I hope I can come back. And yeah, this is fun. I really like this interview.
Well, we enjoyed it too.
Thank you. We enjoyed it.